Brad Keselowski and the Daytona International Speedway have a checkered past, sometimes bright
Keselowski's gonna hang on. Keselowski wins at Daytona.
and sometimes dark.
Whoa, Keselowski almost went over.
Over the past few years, Brad Keselowski and Daytona International Speedway have been at odds. Some races, Brad will conquer Daytona and then be completely obliterated by Daytona the next, whether it be one of the drivers who take him out or whether it be victim of circumstances. Regardless of these facts, Brad Keselowski is attempting to take back his luck at Daytona by force.
You know, everybody that's watching, all them drivers out there, throw another bad block. I mean, I'm just going to drive through you and wreck you, so look out and tell Day.
In last year's July Daytona event, Brad Keselowski was running for the race lead and received a big momentum push by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of his manufacturer teammates. In the lead was William Byron, a hotshot rookie coming off of two amazing seasons, including the Camping World Truck Series.
Again, this young driver is putting his stamp on this series immediately.
Where he should have won the championship if it wouldn't have been for a blown motor at Phoenix International Raceway, and more triumphantly the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he won the championship in 2017.
Byron, the 19-year-old rookie phenom, whose racing career started on a computer, is looking to win the 2017 title. Coming out of four, William Byron is Xfinity Series champion.
Thank you guys! Awesome job! Awesome job all year. I can't believe it. Wow.
This would be the third start in the Cup Series for William Byron at a superspeedway track. William Byron saw the run that Brad Keselowski and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had and decided to block low to slow Brad and Ricky down. But when this happened, Byron closed the door for the bottom lane, but Keselowski still had an amazing run down the backstretch. Brad had to lift off the throttle, and that caused Ricky Stenhouse to run him over and cause a 20-car crash. Objectively speaking, Ricky Stenhouse caused the crash, but the crash wouldn't have happened if William Byron wouldn't have closed the door. It was a sudden lapse of judgment for a rookie driver. Or was it? There wasn't enough time for even a decorated veteran like Ricky Stenhouse, who has 2 championships in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, to slow down and not turn the number 2 of Keselowski. But alas, Keselowski's day was ruined and done. After getting out of the car in the infield care center, Brad gave an interview, and one that was somewhat out of the ordinary for the Cup Series champion. Obviously upset and agitated, Brad made a promise for the rest of the competition.
You know, Dave, I'm just not wrecking enough people. I need to wreck more people so they'll stop throwing bad blocks. And that's what's happening to me on the white track. So, you know, everybody that's watching, all them drivers out there, throw another bad block. I mean, I'm just going to drive through you and wreck you, so look out and tell Day.
Keselowski told the truth in a very candid and respectful manner, but poignant. He wanted you to know that, hey, if you do this to me again, you're in trouble. And fans respected him for it at the time in 2018. It was a prophetic warning that would take 3 days short of a year to come to fruition, so much so that it even came down to the specific driver at the same exact racetrack. Brad Keselowski got another big run down the backstretch at Daytona, just like in the race last July. However, circumstances were different from last July. This was practice. Keselowski, a former Cup Series champion, was bearing down on the second-year rookie William Byron. Coming into turn 3, Brad stuck to his word and did not lift off the throttle. This caused Brad to hit the back of the number 24 Chevy and turn him sideways into turn 3, and William Byron spun, but saved the car. There was moderate damage to both Brad Keselowski and William Byron's cars. At the end of the day, what more fans were concerned with was whether this move was warranted from Brad Keselowski. This move was questioned even by those who initially supported what he said a year earlier with his off-the-cuff interview. Fans are split 50-50. But here's my opinion on this moment in the William Byron and Brad Keselowski beef. This is unedited, even though I read a script before, but I thought that I should point out my opinion. Because, yes, I do like Brad Keselowski. And yes, I don't particularly care for William Byron, but I feel like my opinion would be the same regardless of who was involved. I can support what Brad Keselowski said in 2018 in his interview at Daytona, which was, if you block me, if I feel like you block me and put me in a bad position, I'm just not going to lift, and I'm going to wreck you. And it's as simple as that. But what I thought was more entertaining and more interesting was the fact that when Brad said these things, he backed it up. And he's not getting any credit for the fact that he backed something up. More people are more interested in the fact that it was practice and that it wasn't worth it to do it in practice. But I say, would you have rathered him done it in the race and take out 20 cars doing it? And this is where people are getting it twisted. And people are twisting the narrative to support whatever side they believe. It technically doesn't matter which side that you believe. But in this case, we're going to say that it matters because people are biased, and that matters. If you want him to do it in the race, he probably would have done it in the race. But he did it in practice, and this was a warning. This was a warning shot into the air for everybody, and including the rest of the field, and whoever may drive in the Cup Series afterward, that if you block this man, he's going to turn you around, and he's going to make your life miserable. He stuck to his word, and not many people stick to their words anymore. Brad Keselowski not only stuck to his word, but he manifested it. It manifested on track because of him. And to that, I say congratulations to Brad Keselowski. For me, it does not matter that it was during practice. If anything, it's better that it was during practice because it sends more of a message. It sends a message that on race night, do not fuck with me. Do not mess with me. I'm not joking around. I'm not kidding, partner. You know? And for William Byron, he should understand what just happened to him and what just occurred because he put him pretty much in the exact same position as he had put him in July.
Well, William Byron, A, great save. B, any idea what led up to that?
Obviously, I was in the lead last year and he was second. Kind of, I guess he felt like I threw a block. I thought I was clear there, which obviously I was, and he just decided to kind of drive in the left rear and then really kind of gave us the damage on the right rear. So, I don't know. It's practice. I get it, but I don't think that was really necessary to turn us there. But
to be clear, you feel like this was him in some way sending a message?
Yeah, I didn't really expect that, but
it was a clean block. William Byron cleanly blocked him. It wasn't a last-second block where, if it was last second, then Byron would get turned around, and he would just get spun out. This was just the same as July last year in the race, where he blocked low. He technically was defending his position, but he put Brad Keselowski in a shitty spot. If that was during the race, you would pretty much see the same crash that happened last year, this year, under that same moment. And people have to understand that, is that this was the same exact move. He pulled the same move on Brad again, and Brad realized it at the time and said, no, and turned him around. You don't see it very much anymore where people stick to their word as precisely as Brad Keselowski, so much so that it was the same driver from the year before. Understand that fact. And with that, thank you for watching. I know this video was a little bit different. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll try to make more videos like this in the future if you are interested. So, yeah, let me know if you liked it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm okay. Ricky was pushing. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just my fault. Hit a really fast Miller Lite Ford, and Dave, I'm just not wrecking enough people. I need to wreck more people so they'll stop throwing bad blocks.
To be clear, you feel like this was him in some way sending a message?
Yeah, I didn't really expect that, but that's all right.
Been in the incident with William Byron.
I had a big run, and It put me in a position where I had to lift, and I keep telling these guys I'm not lifting. So